Angulimala, whose name means Garland of Fingers, was born in the kingdom of Kosala. His birth name was Ahimsaka. He came from a Brahmin family and was a bright student. However, circumstances led him down a dark path. He became the student of a wicked teacher, who encouraged him to engage in violence and commit heinous deeds. The reason behind Angulimala's teacher were likely rooted in a desire for power, control, and personal gain. In ancient societies, there were individuals who exploited the vulnerabilities of others for their own benefit. Teachers or mentors with ulterior motives might manipulate impressionable students to carry out their dark intentions. By instigating violence and criminal activities, the teacher might have sought to create chaos and fear in the region, thus solidifying their own position of authority. The teacher's influence over Angulimala is reminiscent of the concept of wrong livelihood in Buddhism. Wrong livelihood involves engaging in professions or activities that harm others or contribute to suffering. In this case, the teacher's encouragement of violence and crime reflects a morally reprehensible way of life that goes against the ethical principles advocated by Buddhism. The teacher's role in Angulimala's actions underscores the importance of wise guidance and ethical teaching. It also serves as a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of blindly following corrupt individuals who exploit others for their personal gain. Under his teacher's influence, Ahimsaka turned to a life of crime. He roamed the forests and became a notorious bandit, robbing and killing travelers. His deeds were particularly gruesome, as he collected the fingers of his victims and wore them as a garland. His reputation spread fear throughout the region. As Angulimala continued his violent acts, the Buddha, who had heard of his atrocities, decided to approach him. The Buddha saw the potential for Angulimala's transformation and wanted to save him from his destructive path. The Buddha walked toward Angulimala, who was chasing him with the intent to kill, and uttered the famous verse, "I have stopped, Angulimala. You stop too." These words had a profound impact on Angulimala, and he couldn't catch up to the Buddha, despite his incredible speed. This encounter left Angulimala puzzled and open to change. He approached the Buddha, who began to teach him about the suffering caused by his actions and the path to liberation. Angulimala's heart softened, and he decided to renounce his life of violence and become a monk. Angulimala's transformation was met with resistance from the local community. People were fearful and angry due to his past deeds. However, Angulimala remained patient and steadfast in his practice. As he meditated and reflected on his actions, he began to purify his mind. Angulimala's encounter with the pregnant woman showcases his newfound kindness and compassion. His ability to bring comfort to the pregnant woman during her time of distress symbolizes his journey from a violent past to a life dedicated to helping others. This encounter serves as a powerful illustration of the transformative impact of the Buddha's teachings on individuals, as well as the potential for even those with the darkest pasts to find redemption and enlightenment through the practice of the Dharma. Angulimala continued to practice diligently, overcoming the challenges he faced due to his past. These challenges were both external and internal, reflecting the profound transformation he underwent. Angulimala's reputation as a brutal bandit had left a deep mark on the minds of the local community. People were fearful and angry due to his past deeds. Overcoming this negative perception and gaining the trust of others must have been a significant challenge for him. Angulimala would have had to come to terms with his own past and find a way to forgive himself for the violence he had committed. The process of letting go of guilt and shame could have been emotionally challenging. overcoming his own tendencies toward violence and aggression would have required considerable inner work. Transforming his thoughts, emotions, and behavior patterns would not have been easy, especially considering the deeply ingrained habits he had developed. As a monk, Angulimala might have faced temptations to return to his old ways, especially when faced with difficulties, or when memories of his violent past resurfaced. Staying steadfast in his commitment to non-violence and the path of virtue would have required strong determination. Angulimala have felt a moral responsibility to find ways to make amends for his past actions. This could have involved finding ways to contribute positively to society and seeking forgiveness from any surviving victims' families. Like any practitioner on the path of enlightenment, Angulimala would have faced his own inner challenges, including battling defilements, doubts, and distractions during meditation and introspection. Despite these challenges, Angulimala's dedication to transformation and his unwavering commitment to the Buddha's teachings allowed him to overcome his past and achieve arahantship. He became one of the Buddha's enlightened disciples. Angulimala's transformation was so profound that even the local king, who had been pursuing him for his crimes, was impressed by his change of heart. People's perception of Angulimala began to shift as they witnessed his genuine transformation and his commitment to the path of virtue. Angulimala spent the rest of his life as a monk, sharing his story and the teachings of the Buddha with others. He passed away, his heart free from the burden of his past actions, and attained final liberation. The story of Angulimala is a powerful testament to the potential for transformation and redemption within every individual, regardless of their past actions. It highlights the profound impact of the Buddha's teachings and the potential for even the most notorious individuals to find liberation and peace through the Dharma.